Nigerian-born British boxer Anthony Joshua targets win over Tyson Fury plus third World Heavyweight Championship in 2025. Economic experts advise Nigerians to have more streams of income to avoid undue pressure in the new year. And local government autonomy, Bauchi State Government fine-tunes preparations for implementation. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. I am Dennis Adegunloye. We're live in Abuja. Two-time world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua is targeting a third world title and Tyson Fury in 2025. He disclosed this to State House correspondents after visiting President Bola Tinubu at his Lagos residence. AJ lost his last fight to Daniel Dubois in September 2024 at Wembley Stadium in London, United Kingdom. Dubois defeated Joshua via knockout in the 5th round. However, Joshua says the loss has made him hungrier.
You know, hunger makes me more hungry. It makes me want to work harder because time is of the essence. Time is limited, so I just want to put in more work. 2024, when I look back, I believe I could have done more, and now I have another chance in 2025 to do more. I'm going to make sure that I take every opportunity that comes my way.
Okay. The chance for you to be a three-time world champion is still not over. What shots are you giving at these wins? So what happened between you and Daniel? And would you think you should have done some things differently?
Of course, I should have won, but I didn't. And I'm going to go again. Ups and downs, they happen. Some people is always up. My life is up and down. So I've got to get used to the turbulent times and keep riding the wave. I can't stop now. I have to keep going until I reach my destination. Three-time world champion. And Tyson Fury. We're not sure, but that's my target. 2025, I'm targeting Tyson Fury.
We saw Tyson Fury and then Usyk. With what he delivered against Usyk, do you think you have a chance against him?
We'll see. Let us get in the ring. Only God knows. But for me, we'll see in the future.
We like his optimism, Anthony Joshua there, talking about his targets for the new year. Now, in the face of Nigeria's current economic indices, especially the state of inflation, economic analysts want citizens to embrace financial literacy and have more streams of income to avoid undue pressure in the new year. The experts recommended prioritizing needs rather than wants. Olusheye Adeagbo reports that this was on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria while addressing the subject managing personal expenses.
Recent financial experiences of many Nigerians has caused a level of strain due to the prevailing economic realities of high inflation, unemployment, exchange rates, and other factors. Managing personal expenses through ensuring decisions are in the right standing order. Economic experts on the program have on the need for people to embrace strategic financial tactics to overcome these obstacles and safeguard their financial security.
It's incumbent of us to look at the adjustment we need to make to those things that we want. In budgeting, you have to put a formula I use of in context. Your needs, your wants, and your savings.
That this is where the social infrastructure of the country must kick in. If you are asking people to plan their lives, you must also now have those support institutions that can be able to support them to plan their lives.
While Professor John Alabi, Dean Faculty of Management Sciences, Kogi State University, explains how goals can be set, Aliu Audu, SSA to the President on Public Affairs, highlights several efforts of the national government to revamp the economy.
It's important for us to make sure that we plan ourselves, draw your budget, avoid discretionary spending, do a little of savings, and as we go along, review it.
Due to quality decisions and quality implementations. It's introducing credit system and creating guarantees.
The guests unanimously amplify the importance of being self-reliant through skills acquisitions and setting of goals with proper budgeting as key to financial management. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
Well, 2025 is here, bringing with it significant array of political, economic and social activities planned for the year. In this report, Musa Baba Aliyu examines some of these events.
Thank you very much.
The inauguration of Donald Trump for his second term as President of the United States is said to be a significant political event with anticipated social and economic ramifications worldwide in 2025. Trump's inauguration as the 47th president is scheduled for Monday, January 20, 2025. Analysts believe that his presidency could foster a potential resolution in the Middle East and help bring an end to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine.
We'll be talking to President Putin, and we'll be talking to the representatives, Zelensky and representatives from Ukraine. We got to stop it.
Additionally, the escalating tensions between Taiwan and China, as well as the future of Syria following the Bashar al-Assad regime, will be closely monitored in 2025. In Africa, John Mahama is set to be inaugurated as the president of Ghana on January 7, 2025, also making his second term in office similar to Trump's situation in the United States.
Yes, they said he can't come, and he has come. The nation builder is back to build our Ghana for us, because we are in need of schools, we are in need of hospitals, and we are in need of work.
The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, will be making decisions regarding Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, as these three nations have largely rejected ECOWAS efforts to reverse their plans to exit the regional bloc.
The authority acknowledges that in accordance with the provisions of Article 91 of the revised ECOWAS Treaty, the three countries will officially cease to be members of ECOWAS from 29 January 2025. The authority decides to set the period from 29 January 2025 to 29 July 2025.
Furthermore, between January 12 and November 2025, presidential elections will be held in several African countries, including Malawi, Cameroon, the Central African Republic, Gabon, Cote d'Ivoire, and Togo, where indirect presidential election is expected to take place. On the global economic front, the World Bank forecasts that global growth will rise to 2.7% in 2025 to 2026. However, this growth is anticipated to be slower in advanced economies and emerging markets. The United States, China, Japan, and India are projected to lead the way in economic growth, with sub-Saharan Africa's GDP expected to grow by 4% in 2025 to 2026. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The Benue State government is prioritizing making the state a hub of not just industry and economic activities, but also to realize the dream of transforming the fortunes of the state. Governor Hyacinth Alia disclosed this in his New Year message to the people of the state. Elias Itiav reports.
Since assumption of office, the present administration has continued to prioritize the welfare of the generality of the populace through its people-centered policies and programs. Governor Hyacinth Alia, in his New Year message, while highlighting some of the developmental strides in the areas of healthcare, agriculture, infrastructure, education, social welfare, ICT, youth and women empowerment, as well as security of lives and property, assured residents of the state that his administration will not relent until the desired result is achieved. Governor Alia maintained that he has a social contract with the people and will not renege on the terms as contained in the contract.
We are not only working towards making our state a hub of industrial and economic activities, we are also determined to realize a Benue that sustainably breathes the air of premium quality healthcare services in tune with global best practices.
He therefore called on everyone to join hands with his administration in building a new and better Benue anchored on mutual trust.
I dare to tell you that Benue is yet to see the best under our belt. Fellow citizens, I've only chosen to highlight a few out of so many that we did last year, which you have been seeing and feeling the impact already.
The governor therefore called on leaders across all tiers of government to continue to make concerted efforts to engender development and self-reliance that culminate in better standards of living. In Makurdi, Elias Etiaf, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has announced plans to undertake massive value reorientation programs in the country that will promote shared values and beliefs under the National Identity Project. In his New Year message to Nigerians, President Tinubu also said he would be launching the National Values Charter already approved by the Federal Executive Council as part of efforts to realize the goals and objectives of encouraging citizens to be devoted to the nation. The National Identity Project is a set of policies that prescribe the values, characters and national symbols of the country in more meaningful ways that connect citizens and leaders to shared aspirations and goals. The National Identity Projects proposed by the National Orientation Agency has 7 institutionalization policies that seek to outline, entrench and promote patriotism. The Charter will promote mutual commitments between the government and citizens and foster trust and cooperation amongst the diverse population between the citizens. Believing the citizens' support for government is crucial in national development, President Tinubu said implementation of government reforms will produce desired outcomes only through shared common values and identities, as well as unconditional love for country. The president also announced plans to convene a national youth conference within the next 3 months, saying the relevant government agency has been instructed to work out the details as soon as possible. In its sustained campaign and assistance towards meeting the health needs of the aging population with disabilities, the National Senior Citizens Centre has donated assistive devices to 2 communities in Okuzu, Oyi and in Amobia, Oka South local government areas of Anambra State. The centre donated wheelchairs, guide canes for the blind, hearing aids, crutches, diabetes test kits, among other devices. The DG NSCC, represented by the Head Corporate Affairs, Media and Communications, Omini Oden, presented the devices to beneficiaries in Okuzu to support medical outreach. In Amobia, the assistive devices were handed over to the Ignatius Sakubud Center for its work and advocacy on dementia and alleviating the impact of Alzheimer's in communities. A physiotherapy clinic equipped by the Traditional Council of Okuzu was also commissioned. You're watching the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. We'll have more reports in a moment. Stay with us.
Governor Abdullahi Aisri and the good people of Nasarawa State heartily welcome the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, on a working visit on Friday, 3rd of January 2025. The Vice President will attend graduation of 1,000 technicians from Wing Commander Abdullahi Ibrahim Vocational and Technology Institute and perform the groundbreaking ceremony for construction of the headquarters of NASIDA, Nasra Investment and Development Agency and hand over tractors and rice seedlings to the local government chairman and distribute relief materials to flood victims. Mr. Vice President, Nasarawa State is proud to herald the new year 2025 with your historic visit.
Welcome back. Workers resumed across the country after the public holidays to celebrate Christmas and the New Year. Joken Agbakboya, who monitored activities in Lagos, reports that civil servants began their working day with prayers.
It is the first working day of year 2025 and workers across the country are back to their duty posts. At the Lagos State Government Secretariat, Lausa, civil servants filed in one after the other, exchanging pleasantries.
Happy New Year! From the President's speech, it portends a good year for us, and we are hoping that all the indices of economy will be better for us and the nation will be better off.
All the glory to God for the concluded year and to give us the strength and to help us in the new year we have started already.
By the grace of God, helping our government, we have good things coming for us this year.
But before the real work begins, an interreligious prayer for public servants, leaders, and the state at large was held.
You must ask yourself, another year had just rolled by. As a civil servant, have you been civil?
The faithfulness and the mercy of God that is new every morning, according to Lamentation 3:22 and 23, has brought us this far.
Lagos State Head of Service Bode Aguru, while welcoming the workers, urged them to embrace and maintain the virtues of diligence and dedication and shun unprofessional conduct in the discharge of their duties.
Inasmuch as we have all started this new year with new resolutions, renewed hope, and great expectations, I would like to urge us all to recommit ourselves to be doubling our efforts in the discharge of our duties in our respective years.
It is good to always start with God because He has been the source of all that we have and all that we are.
The workers are optimistic that government policies will begin to yield positive results in the new year to ease the sufferings of Nigerians. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakboya, NTA News.
The Bauchi state government says it is ready to fully implement the Supreme Court judgments that granted autonomy to local government areas as the third tier of government. This was the resolution of a consultative meeting led by Governor Bala Mohammed at the Government House, Bauchi. Awal Abdullahi reports.
This engagement between the three tiers of government is aimed to review policies and programs of the local government administration with a view to ensure effective implementation of the local government financial autonomy in line with the Supreme Court judgment. Governor Bala Mohammed says his administration will not relent in supporting any policy aimed at improving the well-being of citizens.
We will look at all those things that we have been leveraging on our common resources to see whether we can come up with a law and then how the resources will be managed independent of the state, maybe to create a local government accountant general, and then of course in all-purpose finance committee that would be something akin to federation account at the local government level, so that we'll be able to deploy more resources to the local governments, and then to make sure that the local government develop the capacity, the human capital, to be able to run all this if they can. That is the issue of the primary responsibility of both the federal and the state governments. That is the issue of primary education and primary health care.
During the meeting, stakeholders discussed and scrutinized the draft executive bills, which includes the Local Government Administration Bill 2025 and a law for states to implement local government autonomy before their presentation to the State House of Assembly. In Bauchi, Awwal Abdullahi, NTA News.
Residents of Dafa village in Buari Area Council, Abuja, once a Chinese or enjoyed a Chinese film titled Detective Chinatown on a big screen, which is an initiative of StarTimes. Suleiman Abdul Wahab reports that this event is part of StarTimes' efforts to support the community and strengthen the bond between China and Nigeria.
In Dafa village, Abdullahi Nafisat watched Detective Chinatown on a new satellite TV, part of Access to Satellite TV for 10,000 African Villages project launched by Chinese President Xi Jinping in 2015. The project aims to provide rural African communities with satellite TV and educational programs, offering new learning opportunities.
About the StarTimes movies, as well, which we learn more to be a better person tomorrow and to learn how to do the good things. That's why I like to watch it every day.
So it's our great honor to be here and a pleasure to be here to screen a Chinese movie for the people to understand the Chinese culture, to promote the relationship between China and Nigeria, and also enhance the culture exchange between China and Nigeria. Because we all know China and Nigeria, we are good partner, good friend, and good brother.
Joshua Wang from StarTimes explained that the initiative aims to bring essential resources like health and education to communities in need. While the village appreciated the progress, the village head also pointed out the needs to improve access to clean water and electricity.
By mere seeing that, we know that actually you people has brought a new things to the community, because it has been long when we have ever seen this kind of things for more than 45 years. We need light, because we are not getting light frequently.
Nafisat and her community hope for a future with reliable resources for growth, believing that the growing China-African partnership will improve access to satellite TV and addressing key infrastructure needs. In Abuja, Suleiman Tabu Abdulwahab, NTA News.
Let's now get some sports stories.
Nigerians home-based Super Eagles are set to commence their preparations for the upcoming African Nations Championship CHAN next year. The football officials are gearing up for early preparations ahead of the tournament that will be hosted by Kenya, Ethiopia and Uganda. The CHAN Eagles will kick off their training camp for the event on Monday, with the Nigerian Premier Football League on break until January 25. Following the end of the first half of the season, the CHAN Eagles are expected to dedicate their efforts entirely to preparing for the tournament that is set to occur next month in the East African nation. Nigeria will make a return to the CHAN after a 6-year absence, having last competed in the championship in 2018, where they secured second place after losing 1-4 to the host country Morocco in the final. And finally, Poland has advanced to the semi-finals of the United Cup Mixed Team Tournament for the third consecutive year, securing an unsellable 2-0 lead against Britain on Thursday through hard-fought singles victory in Sydney. Iga Swiatek clinched the tie after a fierce contest with Kati Bauta, winning 6-7, 6-1, 6-4, which allowed last year's finalists to set up a semi-final match against Kazakhstan in the $10 million tournament leading up to the Australian Open from January 12 to 26. With sports update, Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
And Sports Updates concludes the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adegunloye.